Picture a level 20 D&D wizard, chanting a spell that rewrites reality itself. The king of the Greek gods, hurling a thunderbolt that shatters a continent. A Lovecraftian Outer God, whispering a cosmic truth that instantly turns a mortal brain to mush. Now, imagine a single, bloodied Eastern Cultivator, standing in the center of this apocalyptic storm, slowly drawing an ancient, battle-scarred flying sword. If the absolute pinnacle of Western fantasy clashed with the reality-hacking laws of Eastern Cultivation, whose universe would break first? Welcome back to the Cultivation Codex. Today, we are running the ultimate death battle simulator. We are pitting a Mahayana realm cultivator, the absolute limit of the mortal universe, against three of the most broken entities in Western mythology. No bias, no raw-stat comparisons, just a brutal collision of cosmic laws. Round 1. The Cultivator versus a level 20 pure-blood wizard. Let us look at this from the wizard's perspective. A level 20 wizard does not fight with fireballs. They fight with the underlying code of reality. The wizard initiates the battle with absolute control time stop, followed by the 9th tier spell, Wish. They simply command the universe to erase the cultivator from existence. If the cultivator relies on magical shields, or hesitates for even a single microsecond, the battle ends right here. He is instantly unquietly deleted from reality. In the absolute silence of frozen time, the wizard thinks he has won. But does this Mahayana cultivator really have no chance at all? Absolutely not. Every master who reaches this realm has survived countless life and death crises. Thousands of years of slaughter have forged their absolute paranoia and combat instincts. The moment he senses the fluctuation of time magic, his counterattack begins. His physical body is frozen, but his nascent soul transcends the physical river of time. Without a microcell dot of hesitation, he instantly burns his divine soul, his lifeblood, and detonates his magical artifacts. He unleashes his absolute, final trump card, the law of karma. He doesn't strike the wizard. He strikes the causal link between the wizard and the magic weave itself. The spell violently shatters. Severed from the weave, the wizard melts under a catastrophic magical backlash. But the price for the cultivator is soul-shattering. In the eyes of the Tao, he has committed a cosmic crime. His divine soul begins to wither, and his very cultivation foundation cracks into pieces. The win rate, 50-50. This is a zero-margin quick draw. There are no winners here. Only a crippled survivor who paid an ultimate price to keep his existence. Round 2. The King of Olympus. Western gods bring absolute conceptual suppression. Zeus's lightning is not electricity. It is the physical manifestation of divine punishment. But Cultivator is far too familiar with divine lightning. For thousands of years, with every major breakthrough, the heavens have bombarded him with apocalyptic tribulations. He doesn't run from the lightning. He uses the wrath of the heavens to temper his flesh and forge his soul. In his eyes, if this so-called God relies only on raw elemental power without comprehending the Tao, he is not a deity. He is merely an ancient divine beast. When the cultivator looks at Zeus, he feels no reverence. He only sees a walking mountain of premium alchemy ingredients. The clash begins. Zeus hurls a master bolt that can vaporize oceans. Facing this absolute divine punishment, the cultivator instinctively unleashes every defensive array, artifact, and divine ability in his arsenal. There are only two outcomes. First, the cultivator is instantly annihilated. Zeus's lightning is an absolute law that bypasses all mortal defenses, erasing both body and soul without a trace. But if the god's first strike fails to completely eradicate the cultivator, it proves one thing. This so-called God has limits. And what does not kill a cultivator only makes him stronger. Now, the hunt begins. Crawling from the crater, the cultivator laughs wildly, eagerly using the residual divine lightning to temper his own bones. He locks onto the divine beast, deploying a sky-covering array of bloodthirsty flying swords. The win rate, 60% for the cultivator. It all comes down to surviving that first world-ending nuke. If he survives, the god will be dragged into a war of attrition, slowly bled dry, and harvested by a madman. Round 3. The Ultimate Despair, a Lovecraftian Outer God. Cthulhu does not need to attack. Just looking at its true form forces an infinite flood of higher dimensional truth into a fragile human brain. Your sanity drops to 0. You mutate into a fleshy abomination. But in the cultivation world, this high-dimensional mental pollution has another name, the inner demon tribulation. The cultivator stares directly into the cosmic abyss. Blood pours from his eyes and ears. His nascent soul begins to rot. He is rapidly descending into terminal chi deviation. Countless supreme masters would instantly perish here. But if he can survive the initial shock, it is because at the final 1% of his collapsing sanity, his Absolute Dao Heart forged over 10,000 years of torment holds the line. After thousands of years of processing complex magical arrays and the intricate laws of heaven and earth, a Mahayana cultivator's brain has evolved into a biological quantum supercomputer. Instead of fighting the madness, he sits down in the lotus position. He treats the outer god's mind-shattering radiation as extremely violent fragments of the Tao. He attempts to forcibly download, parse, and absorb the cosmic horror into his own body, using the madness as fuel to break through his limits. The win rate. This is the most desperate gamble in existence. Even for a supreme master, the chance of instant brain death or mutating into a monster is 90%. But he has a 10% chance, a 10% chance to decode the madness, refine the outer god, and step onto the throne of true immortality. In this clash and cosmic laws, there is no absolute invincibility. Western magic and gods remain terrifying reapers of death, and cultivators are forever madmen, dancing on the edge of a blade. They might be erased by a spell in the first second, turned to ash by a god, or have their brains ruptured by a cosmic whisper. Cultivation is a death trap, but if there is even a 1 in a million chance to survive, they will slaughter every existence that blocks their path. In the eyes of a true cultivator, there are no untouchable myths, only slightly larger stepping stones on the long, dark stairway to immortality. Does this simulation match your imagination? Or do you believe the Western gods have an unbreakable counterattack? Or perhaps there are more cruel laws of the Eastern world you wish to decode? Leave your deductions and your questions in the dark below. We will see you in the next one.